Chris Gunzz here with the somewhat unknown challenger from Down Under, ready to shock the boxing world this Saturday against one of the most feared men in the whole sport today when he takes on Sergey Kovalev in Atlantic City, New Jersey, shown live on HBO here in the States. Thank you for joining me so close to fight time and on the verge of the biggest fight of your life. Il Capo, Blake Caparello from Australia. How's everything, mate?
Thanks for having me on, Chris. I really appreciate it, and everything's going well. Just enjoying the time.
Yeah, it's no secret to you. Lots of people are overlooking you. I was talking to a lot of my boxing friends about the fight that's happening this weekend, and of course, a lot of people don't give you much of a chance. But a couple of people asked me when I watch you fight, who you reminded me of. And at the time, I really didn't watch much of you. I saw you a couple times on YouTube and stuff, but when I really took a look at you and I said, who does this guy remind me of? You kind of look like Paul Spadafora a lot, the southpaw stance, the movement, and it's a great compliment. Paul's a great fighter. Real similar moves, though. Not a carbon copy, I'm not saying, but what do you think of that comparison?
Well, I'll be honest, I haven't seen much of him, but I'll take you for your word.
Yeah, you're 19-0, right? How many?
19-0.
How many amateur fights did you have, and when did you start boxing?
I only had the 9 amateur fights. I started boxing when I was, would it be about 7.5 years ago now.
Wow.
So yeah, only a short amateur career, and just got straight into it.
So what made you get into it at such a late age?
Well, I always enjoyed watching it as a kid, and that, like, I wasn't a mad boxing fan, but just enjoyed it. Playing Aussie rules football at the time, and my trainer had a gym around the corner for one of my mates joined, and I thought I'd drop in and give it a try, and yeah, never looked back.
Yeah, and look at you now.
Yeah, that's it. Fighting for the WBO title, awesome.
It is awesome. Sergey Kovalev, you acknowledge, is the best light heavyweight in the game. You don't mean to lower or degrade the guy. You admit that you have a great fighter in front of you, and on Saturday night, I think that I'm not positive that he is the best fighter in the world. We can't know unless he fought everybody. But why do you think he's the best at the weight class?
Well, honestly, you got to respect his power, Sergey. And a lot of people he's got a lot of people like he doesn't load up all his punches. He's very smart how he does it. He sets it up very nice, gets his distance, and he's got the change of speed. So you got to respect that. He controls the distance well, and yeah, no one's ringing to fight Sergey, are they? So he's definitely one of the best out there.
Yeah, and because a lot of people ducked him and seem to be running away from him, we don't know for sure if he's the best, but there are still questions that I have about him. I still don't know how well he takes a good punch, and I don't know how he takes a great in his prime mover with a good plan and a fighter who can stick to the game plan. How do you answer those questions? Because there are questions about him. How do you answer those?
Well, that's it. Like, you got to put it all to the test, and that's our plan. We've got our game plans, and I know people say once you get hit, things change, but that separates the good fighters from the great fighters. All the great fighters, they get hit hard. I'm sure, Floyd Mayweather's been hit hard, and Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr., they've all been hit hard, but they find ways to win. They get back to their game plan, or they have to adapt, and they do it. So there's always a way to win.
Yeah, and he is unbeaten, so there's no real solid game plan how to beat the guy. How does Team Caparello devise the plan that's going to shock the world and beat this guy? How do you devise your game plan? Do you watch tapes of him? How does the fight plan come together?
You watch tapes of Sergey, you watch what he does good, his holes in his game, and then again, you have to stick to your game plan as well. You got to keep and getting stuck in his game, because you have to fight your game as well. If you watch too much tape and get stuck,
you're kind of going in and out, Blake. I'm not sure if you hear me. I heard you just call my name, but you were going in and out. I didn't hear how you answered.
Okay, do you want me to re-answer it?
Yeah, please. How do you devise the game plan?
Yeah, well, what I was saying, you watch tape, you watch him his strengths and his weaknesses, and you start from there. Then you improve your game to be able to work on that.
And do you watch the film, or do you leave it to others?
I like to watch it as well. Like obviously my trainer and my team, they all go along and watch it really in detail. But I like to watch film as well, pick up things, and like I said, once you get in the ring, it's a different ball game. Like everyone adapts different to different fighters. So
yeah, what did you think of the 2 days with Sergey Kovalev that HBO did? Did you get a chance to see it?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I follow you and I follow Sergey on the social networks, and I saw you guys posing together. Was that the first time standing face to face with him, and what'd you think?
Yeah, it was the first time face to face, and yeah, we just had a bit of a laugh, and he's a pretty relaxed sort of guy as well. So yeah, we're just two happy guys.
Yeah. No trash talk, no bravado, just two honest guys coming to fight. See who's better.
That's right.
He's a guy who comes forward, and I had the pleasure of covering his fight that he had with Gabriel Campillo, and I even shockingly got into the after party, and it was good food and beautiful ladies, I gotta say. But while I was covering the fight, I remember the sound of his punches and how loud they were. They were different sounding than most people's punches sound. How do you prepare for, because at some point in this fight, you're probably going to get hit harder than you ever got hit in any fight. You only had 9 fights as an amateur, you said, and
Yep.
19 fights as a pro, and this is top level, so you're probably going to get hit sometime in this fight harder than you ever have. How do you prepare for that?
Well, boxing, like, I know I'm prepared. I know I'm going to get hit. In a fight, you always get hit. I don't know. You just got to stick to your game plan. I think even though the physical side of things, but it's all.
You're going in and out again.
Sorry, yeah.
Yep, I hear you now.
Yeah, so obviously I'm going to get hit.
I don't know. This Viber. It's not working out so well. In and out. Can you hear me, Blake? Blake, Il Capo.
Yeah, well, obviously, you're going to get hit. It's boxing, yeah, so you're going to get hit. And today might be the hardest puncher I've faced, but I've got a game plan, and I think a lot of it isn't just physical, it's mental.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I saw you talking about this fight, and you don't seem so worried about it. How do you... Are you sure that you can take serious punishment? I mean, where do you get such confidence? If you have to be confident. That's a fact. You got the opportunity, and I know you want to make the most of it. But do you have questions about it yourself, or do you feel totally for sure that you could take whatever he's got?
I'm 100% sure I'm going to win this fight. I'm that confident. I'm going to take what he's got to give me. I have to. That's what champions do.
That's right. And were you able to take in the Triple G fight against your fellow countryman Daniel Gill last Saturday at the Garden?
Yeah, I was there. I watched it. It was unfortunate for Daniel. He got caught for a good shot. But Triple G's punches are the same sort of thing. I was sitting ringside, and I'm like, they just got a different sound on them. They just got that thudding sound.
Yeah. Do you feel any kind of pressure to turn the table and to do it for your country? What Daniel couldn't?
Nah, I don't feel the pressure. I'm here to do my job, and I'm very confident in myself. My team's very confident. We've got a game plan, and at the end of the day, the hype's on Sergey. There's no pressure. Everyone's ruling me out. No one's giving me a chance.
How's that feel? You go there and you're basically forgotten about already. Does it motivate you more? Or does it just take all the pressure off you?
To be honest, I'm sort of that laid-back sort of guy. It doesn't really bother me at all. I've got my training, and I just stick to every fight. For me is a tough fight, so I prepare the best I can every fight. And I'm a true professional. That's what I love to do. I've got in this sport to fight the best. People can write me off, but you don't go in the sport to just muck around. I want to be a champion, and I want to fight the best, and I want to eventually be the best.
And if you do win on Saturday night and become the new WBO light heavyweight champion, I'm sure you thought about it, and since the fight got made, especially, I'm sure you envisioned actually holding the belt. What would that moment feel like?
Oh, it'd be unbelievable. Just it'd be amazing to beat the most feared guy out there and hold the WBO title. You got all the cards in your hand.
That's it. And just bring us inside your mind and your imagination. You're laying there in bed at night and you're just looking up at the ceiling thinking about the fight. How do you see it playing out?
I'm going to fight hard for 36 minutes. If it goes less than that, it goes less than that. But put one thing every second of every round, I'm going to be giving it my all. And I'm going to get the win. And
one last question before I wrap up here. You know what Sergey brings to the table, and you know what you got to look out for. He's a come-forward guy, likes to throw body shots, and just swarm you. What does he have to look out for you? What is your great attribute as a fighter?
I can adapt. I can come on the front foot, I can fight on the back foot, and I wouldn't pay attention to my KO record.
Yeah. You look like a strong guy. KO records don't mean much because it doesn't have to do with how strong a person you are. There's been many instances where the guy who doesn't punch quite as hard defeats the guy and is actually the stronger guy. So you're totally right there. And I know you got a few fans, and if you win on Saturday night, you're going to multiply that by 10. So how do the fans reach out to you? I know you're on social media. How do they communicate with you and do it now before Saturday night so they could say, we didn't just jump on the bandwagon, we've been on the bandwagon since before this moment? How do they talk to you?
They get me on Twitter at Blake Caparello. I'm on Instagram, same at Blake Caparello. Also, you can go to my website, www.blakecaparello.com, and you can leave me messages. I eventually get back to everyone.
Can't wait till Saturday night, August 2nd on HBO from the Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Biggest moment of Blake Caparello's life, all the way from down under to shock the world. Can't wait to see it. I appreciate your time. Fight week. Thanks, Blake. Good luck.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, mate. Thank you.